Hello and welcome to Hello and welcome to another episode of CineBeards. I'm your host, Jason Musicanth.
Hi, Jason.
With me, as always, are Marcus Knafe.
Proud owner of 2001: A Space Odyssey on vinyl.
And Dion van Heerden.
Proud owner of 2001 vinyls in space.
Solid joke.
Thanks.
Yeah, really
I like setting the bar high at the beginning of an episode.
Yeah,
really make you guys work for it.
It's all downhill from here.
Okay, so I'm recovering from a little bit of illness, so it'll probably be a Jason light episode, but that's fine.
Hey guys, welcome to my channel. Got a little bit of cold. You might hear my voice a little funny. Got a cold. Oh, got a cold. I'm recovering. Don't forget to like, subscribe.
I work with such good friends.
Where are they? Why aren't they pulling their weight?
We've been over this, Jason.
Don't make me
Friends
laugh,
is a
you're gonna kill
strong
me.
term.
You make me laugh, I'm just going to cough myself to death.
What, like that
It's a
time
good
I
thing
did
we're
it?
recording a podcast that involves lots of jokes that usually make me laugh.
Good.
Alright, so this week is basically just going to be a roundup of the trailers that have come out over the past few weeks, maybe with some news sprinkled in there if we got time.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so trailers to kick us off. Bumblebee.
Yeah, I honestly think, like, as you guys pointed out, the design of Bumblebee looks great. There's a lot of cool looking stuff. It's just the way the trailer was framed as the super
The shape
heroic,
of metal.
emotional hero's journey. It's like, no, just make a fun adventure, cool movie. Like, you can't with the music amp the stakes up to 11.
I mean, they tried in Jurassic World.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, it's the trailer was incredibly off-putting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
definitely.
they're trying. It almost feels like because it's set in the 80s, they want it to feel like, you know, an E.T. or something like that.
That's why the mechanic
what I
lady
mean?
has a Motorhead shirt.
Yeah.
And it's just like, no, just give me a fun adventure film with Transformers that look like their G1 counterparts, which in this trailer, to their credit, Bumblebee and Starscream do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and if you can't tell that Starscream in the trailer, then you're a bigger idiot than people who enjoy Michael Bay Transformers movies, but...
Or possibly don't know much about
Yeah.
Transformers.
There is that option.
One of those two, for sure.
Definitely. But yeah, why can't it just be a fun adventure film? Like... It could be why isn't it just a pulpy serial adventure?
Is anyone invested enough in Bumblebee as a character, like in the sort of Transformers cinematic universe, that seeing this and seeing his origin, like, is going to bring tears to their eyes? Is going to make them like, is he fucking Luke Skywalker now?
No.
Exactly.
No.
I don't know. It feels really weird to me that that's the way they
it
went.
feels like they're sort of misjudging the sort of pull that a solo spin-off Transformers movie can possibly have.
I think I think this kind of marketing, yeah, it's definitely a mistake. I think just a cool adventure film that looks like because the Transformers films have just been getting more sort of confusing and heavy-handed and dense and just infuriating. And to see one that's like more stripped down, like one of them's sort of origins here on Earth.
Yeah, it's got a
like,
sense of levity to it.
Yeah, like Bumblebee's a fun character.
Yeah.
And yeah, I don't think he needs this.
No, he does not. And I do not know how John Cena is going to work as the heel, the villain for this.
Oh, right, he's in it.
Yeah.
I think the worst moment in this trailer, I thought it couldn't get any worse, and then they did the whole Rickroll thing.
Oh my god. But, Leon, it's such a relevant meme.
It's so
It's pronounced
fresh.
Meme, Jason.
Meme.
It's such a brilliant meme.
Meme.
Yeah.
Meme.
Meme.
Yeah.
Actually, it's just me. The first me is silent.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I always get that wrong.
Yeah. And, I don't know, that just tells me that they're just so deeply out of touch.
Yeah.
And you know what the
very
funny
much so.
thing is? They're probably going to set it to like 1983, but that song only came out in like 1986 or something.
It's probably going to be
Almost
that.
They're probably going to
definitely.
make that mistake, and that's just going to like piss people off. to the tune of them probably only losing $1 million in the global box office.
That's the other
To
thing.
be
is it-
fair,
it's
I think that's what people are going to be the least pissed off about.
Yeah.
What's the film actually titled?
Bumblebee.
Bumblebee.
Just Bumblebee.
Yeah.
I'm very curious actually to see how this
Transformers
one
story.
Yeah, how this one does. Yeah, exactly. If we maybe have another Solo on our hands, we've just got the sort of reliable blockbuster franchise doing a spin-off. See how it plays.
Let's see.
What else was there?
Okay, well, let's go from a low to a high. The Lego Movie.
Yeah,
the
Lego
second
Movie
one?
The second part.
The
second
second part,
part.
that's what
The,
they call it. Yeah.
the Lego Movie 2, the second part.
Yes.
That's it. They named themselves like that Shark Tornado movie. Sharknado. That's it.
Yes.
I can remember things.
It looks good, obviously. It just looks fantastic.
Yeah, it
Oh,
just
it looks so good.
like more Lego Movie.
Those Lego movies have all been great. The Ninjago one wasn't as good as the other two,
No.
but
The
but in
Ninjago
general,
one had
wasn't-
its moments.
No, it wasn't
don't
a
get
bad
me-
movie. It
don't
just
get me
was
wrong,
nowhere
it's
near as
good.
good as the other one.
it's just it's just not on the same
Well, I mean,
level.
Ninjago was aimed at a slightly younger audience than the other ones I found.
Yeah, that's true. But like, you do still get really good movies aimed at that audience. That's not
Yeah,
really
no,
a
I'm
crutch.
just saying, like, it's skewed younger than even Lego Batman, which
Yeah.
would probably put it further away from our specific wheelhouse.
No,
Yeah.
I felt that it didn't quite have the energy, the manic energy, which, if anything, I think would appeal more to the younger
Yeah.
audience. But yeah, I mean, still, obviously, fantastic. And this one looks like top tier stuff so
Yeah.
far, like the Mad Max.
Yeah, the Mad Max
Five.
ripoff. Like, I forgot, like, the big D-Day thing in the first Lego movie was Taco Tuesday. And, like,
Oh,
I
man.
just had this huge grin where I was like, oh, right. Now I remember.
And I wanted to go watch it again.
Yeah.
And Chris Pratt just looks still as good as Emmett.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely looks just as good visually.
Yeah, you know how I was using the word look there.
Yes, sound. The other one.
You know what? Just leave it. Just leave it. I don't know the energy.
Chris Pratt has the perfect vocal energy for Emmett the character.
He does. I agree with you, Marcus.
I hate you both so very much.
Yeah, I
see-
mean, there's nothing else really to say about the Lego Movie 2 trailer other than
Yeah. I mean, it's Chris Pratt and Elizabeth Banks.
Chris
It's
Pratt,
just-
Will Arnett as Lego Batman,
Yeah,
who, as a sidekick character, worked very well in the first Lego movie.
as did Alison Brie as Unikitty.
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, no, they got all the voice actors back, which is great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Well, I mean, those
No
people
issues.
like money, right?
Yeah.
I'm
Who's
assuming.
directing?
Was that the voice of Catbug, by the way, for the little heart that flies into the wall?
No idea.
Might have been.
So who's directing this one? Is it Lord and Miller again?
Yeah, they're back.
Outstanding.
So it's basically the exact same creative team, all the same actors.
What could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, that's never happened before and then gone wrong.
Nope. So I think it's
No.
a surefire thing. No need to knock on wood. No jinxing here.
Well, now you knocked on wood and jinxed it.
No, it's gonna be good. Thanks a lot.
I'm sorry, I keep ruining things.
What else did we have? Oh, First Man.
Yes, First
that
Man.
looks outstanding.
I just like The Martian before it, I'm ready for another fuck yeah NASA movie.
Yeah, and that's immediately just like that 60s look that
Yeah.
everything has.
They just
Oh, they nailed the aesthetic.
Yeah. So good. Yeah, I don't know. That's day one for me,
and
for sure.
And Ryan Gosling. I mean, after Blade Runner 2049, for me personally, he can do no wrong anymore.
For me, that was Nice Guys.
Yeah, but I didn't see Nice Guys before Blade Runner.
Fair enough.
I only saw it after. And yes, very, very good film there. But still, Ryan Gosling is a phenomenal young actor, even though he's not that young anymore.
He's a phenomenal young actor. He's an up-and-comer.
He deserves to win awards now. Like, it's his time now.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Like, I'm pretty sure
Agreed?
First Man will get an Oscar push.
Oh, for sure. It definitely looks like one.
Yeah.
Well, biopics usually do.
Yeah.
Especially about really famous people.
Biological pictures.
Biopics, if you will.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll buy
Yeah.
your pics. How much they going for?
You speak to him, Marcus.
I can't rein in Dion.
Yeah. So, what else was there?
Bad Times at the El Royale.
Also,
Yeah.
I'd never heard of it.
Nope.
Yeah.
No, I had no idea this was on the horizon, and you showed me the trailer, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, when I got the message, check out this trailer, I was like, well, what is this? I've never heard of this movie. No press, nothing. And it's this motel, like, murder mystery vibe with Thor in it.
Killer cast. A
I
killer
love it.
cast.
And a kid who looks like Tom Holland.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sold. And the one guy looks a lot like Thor.
Yeah.
And Chris Hemsworth's also in it.
Yes.
There's also that guy that looks a lot like Obadiah Stane.
Yes. Yeah. No, don't you mean the guy from Crazy Heart?
But that's not
The
a Marvel
country
movie.
singer.
Get with the theme, Marcus. Get with the theme.
Sorry. It's got the dude in it. I mean,
Yeah, it looks amazing.
Yeah,
it
I'm
looks
super
like
excited
one of
for that.
those, like, everyone just had some time off, and they were like, this looks like an interesting project that's going to be fun. And they all just signed on, and then before the producers knew it, they had this amazing cast.
Yeah, and
It's
I'm always
actually
up
like
for
an
John Hamm on the big screen.
It's actually an indie student film. Like,
Yeah.
With a
It almost
$20,000
feels like that.
budget.
It almost feels like that, like this out of nowhere indie movie that
And they
just
just,
has
and they
A-listers
just
in it.
suddenly started getting all these calls. Like, hey, I got a little bit of time around the production. Like, I'll be in your movie. Like,
Yeah. Like, yeah, I'm free that weekend. You're shooting. Why not?
they're just hoping the movie does really well so they can pay everyone. They've been saying the check's in the mail for the last 6 months.
Yeah, and then from that, let's go into Welcome to the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Was not sold on the original teaser, and I know
Nope.
Marcus feels the same.
Oh, I was a big doubting Thomas on that one.
Yeah.
Shout out to our one and only fan there.
Thomas.
But yeah, when I saw the initial reveal, I did not like the look of it. I was like, this looks like shit. It looks like low frame rate animation. And it just feels like non-fluid, like choppy, like an old Flash cartoon. But
Yeah.
now seeing the full trailer and seeing it in motion and actually seeing like the style, the artistic style of it, it does work.
Yeah, it looks really, really, really good.
It looks great in motion.
And
I'm surprised that like the low frame rate character animation, that choppy look, works now.
It's a surprisingly intelligent, artistic gamble
Yeah.
and choice. Like,
Yeah,
that I
very
wouldn't,
much
I wouldn't
so.
necessarily have expected from Sony.
No.
No, those like flashes with the actual like comic, well, with that make it
Yeah.
look like it's got comic panels and the comic
Yeah.
shading and stuff. Yeah,
Like it really looks like next level animated superhero film. Like,
Yeah,
this is
it-
just like the next evolutionary step. It
Yeah,
looks so good.
It's the type of animation risk that Warner Brothers animation wouldn't take for one of the DC animated films.
What it looks like to me is it looks like one of those things where someone made a very short student film and then and they went all out with like this crazy vision they had, and then a studio went, cool, we'll give you some money to make a longer version of, like a District 9 or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, I
Like,
was just
like that kind of
thinking,
thing
like-
where it was a short, cool concept. And
Yeah.
I can't understand how this got greenlit like at the lowest level. Like someone came in and pitched that animation style, this direction to a company which I always feel is like quite short-sighted and conservative.
Like, Sony Pictures is generally quite risk averse.
Yeah, like they
as an example, see the Venom trailer.
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, I'm impressed on all fronts. Like, I don't know who greenlit it or who sort of concepted it, but yeah, I'm very excited.
Yeah, the art style actually reminds me a lot of the Telltale games.
It does. It does somewhat.
Yeah, the shading and brush strokes and whatnot.
Yeah, that almost cell shady
Yeah,
kind
like
of.
Yeah.
almost cell shaded, but not really.
Yeah.
Just yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to that. To a animated movie we're not looking forward to as much, which I don't know if we should say because they clearly listen to our podcast.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph 2, Ralph breaks the internet.
Yeah, that little stinger at the end there, I swear they added in that afterwards.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
They were like, okay, guys, we're idiots.
Clearly we've made a
Let's
massive oversight.
Let's pretend we intended it all along. Get
Yeah.
John C. Reilly in.
Oh,
I don't know.
yeah,
Look, I really enjoyed the first Wreck-It
Yeah.
Ralph. It was like a tone perfect sort of homage to arcade gaming. I just think you can't have that with something as wide as the internet.
Yeah, it feels like a homage to Disney
Nothing.
properties.
Yeah.
Like to
Yeah, like-
multi-billion-dollar current franchises.
Like what we were
And
saying
Snapchat.
to each other earlier, it's basically the Emoji Movie, but with a bigger budget.
With a bigger budget and probably a lot more creative integrity. But it's that
Yeah.
same kind of... It feels like, I mean, obviously we haven't seen it. There might be a really rich story in there, rich character arcs. But it feels like the kind of thing where the accountants were just like, okay, cool, every sort of Disney property logo that you can squeeze in here in Cameo is another 50 million in the bank.
Yeah.
And it just feels like, hey kids, you like all these things? You like Pixar, you like Star Wars, you like Disney princesses? Come see this movie.
Yeah.
To be
They've got
fair,
a cameo.
to be fair, that princess scene was pretty amazing.
Yeah, that princess scene looks excellent.
Yeah, I mean, that does look fun. But
the way she
you know-
breaks her shoe.
Yeah, and brandishes it.
I mean, that's fun. And Pocahontas looking like her hair is flowing for no reason.
Yeah, that was done really great.
Yeah, and that was good. Like, I like the fact that in that one scene they paid attention to the different animation styles of the princesses over the decades, because they all look like CG recreations of the 2D models, more than just, okay, this is like Wreck-It Ralph's version of Pocahontas
Yeah.
or Mulan or whatever.
Yeah.
And that kind of works. That sort of hodgepodge look in that scene works. But that's what also worked for me
It does-
with the first Wreck-It Ralph.
It does make me a little uncomfortable, just in a way I can't really express that. Like, the trailer is her going up to a search engine and saying, effectively, take me to the coolest, craziest site in the world. And then she goes to an actual real-world Disney fan site.
Yeah.
Oh My Disney's an actual, real, hardcore Disney fan site.
Double.
Yeah, and like that's just.
A little bit on the nose.
And also, you don't want to be teaching kids to use search engines like that.
No,
Yeah,
no.
Oh,
You
my
don't want to
lord,
go typing that stuff in for realsies.
Yeah, I did. It was all porn. All of it.
Oh man. So yeah, that's it does feel a little like that Emoji Movie sort of
A little.
like an advert. It's an advert for the parent company that's making it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt a lot like that. It didn't really feel
Little-
genuine.
Like, I'm not actually sure, aside from they go to the internet
What
after
the
two
story is,
trailers,
yeah.
I have no idea what the story is. And sure,
Yeah.
obviously you don't want to give away story, but also feels like they're giving away a lot of the best gags.
Yeah.
yeah, you should
It's
give
not
hint,
like-
you should give a hint at the story at least.
Yeah.
I mean, Pixar trailers do that well, where they give you just enough of a taste of what the story is going to be about in
Yeah.
like the first trailer. But this, I don't
Because
know.
I see no reason, like, why are they going to the internet?
Yeah, why?
Is there some calamity that going to the internet can solve? Or is it just the guy happened to install Wi-Fi and now they're going?
Yeah.
Probably the latter by the looks of it.
Yeah, it does kind of look. Again, I hope I'm wrong, and I'm sure it's going to be super fun and entertaining.
Well, John C. Reilly.
Yeah, obviously,
Yeah.
like I just by default, they've got a debit order on my card that if he's in a film, they deduct the price of the ticket just by default.
And then you have to go and buy another ticket anyway.
Maybe, I don't know, maybe there's a threat that arises from the owner of the arcade plugging in a modem. Like maybe some of the games get corrupted by some kind of virus.
Maybe there's a virus.
And that's what triggers their quest to go to the internet to find like an antivirus, and then they run into Bob from that animated show Reboot. Remember the good
Whoa.
Reboot? And they bring him in, and that's when they announce that Disney bought that franchise, because
Yeah, that
Netflix
needs a reboot.
Yeah, because Netflix kind of fucked the reboot. It is.
Was there a reboot of reboot?
A live action
What?
reboot? It's horrendous. Like
What are you talking about? When was this?
like this year, it came out like 2 months ago.
Fuck you! I don't believe you.
Yeah.
That sounds like bullshit.
It's on Netflix. Reboot Rise of the Guardians or something like that.
Oh god, even that.
It's like video game
subtitle.
high school, but these kids like go into the computer and then they are the Guardians, and it's like it's just bad. It's just really bad. And I love Reboot. Like with a burning passion. It was one of the
Forget that
greatest,
adapt.
most underrated kid shows of its time. And yeah, Netflix
I'm
ruined
very
it.
sad. What? That's
They are, but to be fair,
Unthinkable.
Netflix are allowed a fair number of mistakes. I mean,
Obviously.
they've given us
they've
many
given us a
good
lot
shows.
of, but that feels like an odd choice going live action.
Yeah. It was probably due to budget or
Yeah, they
what
probably
kids want
maybe
now.
they don't do it because like it's not a property that's gonna. The only people that it's gonna resonate with are the people that
Watch the original.
and those are the people that are going to be really pissed off
Yeah.
if you make it live. Like it's like the new Command and Conquer thing that EA showed.
Don't even get me
Where it's
started.
like the only people who will be excited about Command and Conquer as a brand
Is me.
are
Literally
people,
me.
are people that love Command and Conquer.
Yeah.
The exact people that love Command and Conquer are the people that fucking hate watered down mobile versions of game. It's like the whole dungeon keeper thing all over
Yeah.
again. So like the Venn
Yeah.
diagram between like people who could possibly like this fucking mobile experience and like Command and Conquer fans, it's just so far apart.
Just
Like,
two separate circles.
they're on separate continents.
I mean, granted, there isn't much of a market for RTS anymore, but still, you know, I can't. I am agog.
There was a lot of really positive buzz around the one that ended up going free to play before.
Oh yeah, the one that started off as Generals 2 and then got rebranded.
That's the thing is like Generals 2 I think could have done really well, and then they went free to play, and people just really did not take well to that because it's a fucking strategy game.
Yeah.
Like that kind of game is the one kind of game where you don't even want the vaguest hint that your opponent can pay to win.
Yeah.
Like, no, absolutely not.
Exactly. And, you know, strategy games as a market has shrunk a bit.
Yeah.
But, you know, PC fans of strategy games, like, they play them for years.
And not just that, look at how well StarCraft 2 did.
Yeah.
And I really feel like
does.
there's a lot of crossover there. There's a lot of overlap in the fan bases.
There's still a thriving general 0-hour online multiplayer community. It still
and
exists.
the modding
People are
community
still
for
playing it.
Red Alert 2
Yeah.
is huge.
But I mean, we're getting off topic
Yeah.
here.
Sorry.
What were we talking about? Oh, Wreck-It Ralph.
Yeah.
Right, well, in fairness, we're just doing with our podcast what they're doing with their movie.
Yeah.
Well, actually, to be fair, in the first trailer, they did have him going onto a mobile game.
Oh, right. yeah,
Feeding
with
the bunny cakes, and then the bunny explodes and
Yeah.
traumatizes the baby child.
Yes.
It's a pretty good gag, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just like kids in movies being
Also, it is
traumatized.
E3 this weekend, so yeah.
Yeah, I'm in full-on E3 mode.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
dude! I am
100%.
staying up for the Bethesda conference at 3:30 tomorrow morning.
And then straight after that is Devolver.
oh my god, Devolver had the best show last year. Like,
man.
guys, seriously, if you haven't, go watch Devolver Digital's 2017 E3 showcase.
And probably the 2018 one by
And
this
then
point.
stay up and watch the 2018 one, because god damn, it's like I don't want to. How can I? It's like.
It's
you know-
good.
you know.
It's good.
It's like stumbling on one of those Adult Swim infomercials in the middle of the night. It's like that,
It's fucking
but
insane.
fantastic.
Less traumatizing.
Other trailer, Christopher Robin.
Oh yes.
Oh,
Looks
yes.
perfect.
Yeah.
It looks so, like,
I don't even,
sweethearted.
there's just
and-
nothing else I can say. It just looks absolutely, because the recent, or not recent, but a few years ago, the Winnie the Pooh film that
That was
had,
back in 2011.
yeah, well, it feels recent because
Yeah.
they're so spaced out. That had John Cleese narrating was so amazing and
Yes.
so underrated. It is superb.
Yeah.
So I'm really hoping that this one like gets the attention it deserves, because I
Yeah.
could not believe how hard that one bombed.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it failed on every metric.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, that was the final
Except
nail in the
creative.
coffin, and the final nail in the coffin for essentially Disney's traditional animation side.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, they marketed that very poorly.
they did. But this, it looks like everything I want from a Winnie the Pooh movie.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, 100%.
You know, if I had children, I would drag them to go watch it multiple times.
no, I would leave them with a babysitter and go watch it myself multiple times, and then maybe take them
Yeah.
to see it.
No, don't take your kids to the cinema.
Please don't.
No, you chose to have kids. You live your life at home now.
Or,
yeah,
or
it-
pay a babysitter.
But the voice
Yeah.
actors, it sounds like how I remember
Yeah.
Pooh and Tigger and,
And like the
everyone
nuance
sounding.
in Pooh's delivery as well,
Yeah.
like how he delivers the lines is just.
It's just tone
Perfect.
perfect. It's yeah. There's no other way to describe it.
Yeah.
It reminds me of when I was a kid, like a little kid watching the old Winnie the Pooh animated show. It's got that same sort of vibe to it, even though it's live action.
Yeah. Magic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Magic.
It's a Disney
got
magic.
that. It's got that Disney magic.
Yeah.
And we wear the Pooh just like I do nothing every. People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. It's just like the world's ready for just like a truly
The world
innocent.
desperately needs it, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the world needs it.
I don't know if they're ready for it, but they need it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world needs that Winnie the Pooh movie this year.
What movie we don't need is Mortal Engines.
What's that again?
That's the one with the driving cities, the Predator cities.
Oh yeah! Wow, I'd already
You know, the
forgotten.
really-
And I watched that like an hour ago.
Yeah, the really bad like House Moving Castle live action remake. That's so
Oh,
Americanized.
but it's Peter Jackson. What's he done before?
I don't know, they only told me 4 times during the trailer.
It is really bizarre that they show the same screen twice within 20 seconds in that trailer.
Yeah.
From the makers of Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. Maybe leave The Hobbit off there.
Almost definitely leave The Hobbit off.
Shh. Just
Yeah.
pretend it didn't happen.
Just like the rest of us.
Yeah, but it looks severely underwhelming.
I think what it looks like is it feels like a film with budget X in need of budget Y. And it just looks like something that's envisioned as this massive, incredible
It's trying
scale.
to make an Avengers movie on an Ant-Man budget.
Yeah, pretty much. It feels like that because there's, I mean, just in the trailer, I know the VFX aren't always 100% done,
Yeah.
but there was already just some like really egregious green screen stuff going
Yeah.
on there.
Oh, yeah. No.
And that's the thing is, if your film is selling itself on like this epic scale and this, you know, like you got to have the money, otherwise make something
And you've
else.
got to have the money shots in the trailer, which
Yeah.
I don't think this trailer
What's
really
the movie?
had.
It did not have...
Yeah, I can't even really
I
tell
don't,
you
I
what
don't
it's
know the plot.
about. It's sort
Hugo
of muddy.
Weaving killed somebody and then a Scarface lady wants
Was that
revenge?
in the same trailer?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I thought that was a separate thing. It's all muddled in my head now. That's just really weird.
Is Mortal Engines based on an existing work?
Probably some
I
young
believe
adult
so,
fiction.
yeah. Yeah, no, it is based on a YA novel.
Oh
I
really?
believe. I'll double check, but I'm
Okay,
I'm
now
90%
they're just
sure.
trying to make a comic book movie on a YA movie budget. And I mean, those YA movies, there have been frightfully few that have been actually legitimately a good film on their own merit.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on a YA novel.
I can't
Oh, we
fucking
should have
believe
guessed
it.
with the teenage girl protagonist.
Well, I did. I just did.
A rather well-reviewed book, actually,
That's fine.
Who wrote the book?
but it seems like it has quite a few. The Predator cities. Philip Reeve.
Never heard.
Well, it looks like he just does the Predator cities. There are tons of them.
Oh, is there a whole world of these Mortal Engine books?
Oh boy.
Yep. There are, from what I can see, at least 4.
4 books or 4 different series?
4 books.
Okay.
So at least 5 movies, because they're gonna split that last one into 2, because that's just what they do.
The YA bubble has burst.
Yeah.
Let's be real.
That's why
They're
what's his
not-
name went straight to TV.
Yeah, the last Divergent movie.
Oh yeah, that's. Eesh.
I mean, they couldn't even pay like Shailene Woodley enough to be in that movie. Like, as far as I remember, they had to recast her, and she was the female lead.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the last one, because she
Yeah,
was just like,
that's
I'm
right.
out. You're not paying me enough for this movie.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, those movies, they're tapping into when they were at the height of their powers. This would be, I would guess, around the 3rd J-Law one.
No. Before that, the third one tanked.
The
Yeah,
third one
the
tanked.
third one tanked pretty hard.
Okay, then let's
And
say
it
the
was bad.
second Hunger Games movie
Yeah.
was when it was at the height of its powers, and that audience was just throwing money at the screen. But
Yeah.
it fizzled out relatively quickly.
Well, they all went to college.
Right.
Yeah. They aged out of it real quick.
Yeah. It's not a growth market.
No.
No. But hey, Peter Jackson's taking a crack at it.
That's actually true because it's the market, it's the age demographic that you would expect to be most sort of trend conscious.
Yeah.
And therefore, if you're making a sort of a trend aimed at that demographic, it naturally has a lifespan of 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Like a
you're
ramp
good-
up, 2-year plateau, very fast ramp down. Specifically because it is a demographic so obsessed with trend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, now that I think about it, they really should have just made all of them just like one standalone movie. You know?
YA, the movie.
Yeah, but I think the executives were just seeing money. They were
Yeah.
seeing dollar bills. They're like, okay, we're gonna like do the Harry Potter thing. We're gonna do the
Yeah, but
Hunger Games thing.
Harry Potter was transgenerational.
No, I'm saying, but making
Yeah,
it
no,
into
they
that
were thinking that.
multi-episode thing and like, hey, let's split the last book into 2.
Yeah,
Yeah, they,
never a
they
good
started
idea.
that. Or at
Harry
least they
Potter did start
popularized it.
Yeah.
I mean, but then the penultimate movie is always a boring slog.
Oh god, it was so boring, the second
How
to
many
last.
Hunger Games movies were there?
5?
Four.
The last one they split into 2 as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
I
it was
can't-
Mockingjay Part 1 and
I
Part 2.
remember watching Mockingjay Part 1 at the cinema in the morning
And nothing
walking
happened.
out and just going home and sleeping
Yeah.
because it was so dull and depressing and just soul wrenching. Not in an emotionally earned way.
No, just it was so boring.
It was dull.
Nothing
It was
happened.
like it was like taking like one of the recent Transformers movies and taking out all the action. And then making you watch that for 3 hours.
All you left with then is racism and testicle jokes.
True.
But in a Hunger
Soul
Games
destroyed.
movie, you're left with a little bit of Stanley Tucci and bad CGI fire.
Yeah, Stanley
Oh
Tucci.
yeah, so it's pretty much the same then.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Hunger Games and Transformers are the same universe.
Oh my god. Don't even start. If Hunger
No.
Games had kept doing as well as it did, I wouldn't have fucking been surprised. It's like, oh no, we've got another Hunger Games, but this one's with robots.
Look, if the Transformers had to like merge universes with any other property, it would have to be Fast and the Furious.
Yeah.
If it was
For
anything
sure.
else, it would just be stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Please make that happen.
I will call Graham.
Okay, call
Yeah.
Graham.
Paul Graham.
He likes money, I hear.
He
I'm
does
never here
like
when
money.
he fucking is.
I know, it's a weird coincidence.
Super weird.
So back to trailers. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World. The Hidden World?
Hidden World, yeah.
The Hidden World.
Well, I mean, what can you say? It looks amazing.
But one of my favorite animated like movie trilogies. Well, now a trilogy, like
Yeah.
coming
Yeah.
to a proper conclusion. It's not like let's make these until we can't make money off them anymore. They're actually
Planned
have
as
this.
an ending.
Yeah.
It's the end.
Yeah, which I am happy about, and for me, I always underestimate I've underestimated the previous two How to Train Your Dragon movies.
Yeah, I've gone in both times and both times come out like having watched a better movie than I thought I was going to watch.
And they
sure.
are just
And now my expectations are fucking sky high.
right.
I know it's a problem.
Impossible to meet. I'm gonna be so disappointed.
Oh man, but that trailer was great. Just at the end there, with Toothless doing that little mating dance,
Yeah.
where he just hops 3 times like, "Ah."
It's still got this sort of childlike innocence to it. You know, it just reminds me of. Now this is going back a while, but the French Dragon Hunters cartoon.
I
You
do not
guys-
know it.
Oh, it is. It's phenomenal stuff.
No habla is French.
Okay. Continue.
Yeah, it's got that. It reminds me of that, in a way. It's just the sort of like childlike wonder of looking at dragons and like just the design of them, like through the movies, how they've been like almost larger than life and like overly cartoony, fantastical, but yet still believable, but very. I don't know. Each design just looks character driven. Like they treat each dragon type as a character, and then emote them, and it's phenomenal stuff.
I really hope they make it a perfect 3 for 3 for animated films for the last few years, where it features Snapchat in some capacity.
I hate you.
You're welcome.
No, but I'm hoping it can do a Toy Story and have all 3 entries be damn good.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is a teaser for next week's episode.
Marcus, you tease.
I know. But yes, no. If it makes it 3 for 3, that would be great.
Yep. Yeah, I would put it right up there with like my favorite film trilogies.
Yeah.
Also, I like Hiccup with the beard.
Ooh, yes. I mean,
Yeah,
we have no bias.
The Kratos look.
Yeah. Dad of boy.
Boy.
Boy. Boy. Sorry.
Boy.
Trying to think how Patutus would say it.
Ma. I just love after he does that, like the big smile and thumbs up that Hiccup gives him. Like, yeah, you're nailing it.
Yeah. You're good at this.
Oh, beautiful.
And the little like cat-like bat that she gives him on the face when he first comes up.
Yeah.
Oh man, damn it! Why are my expectations so high for this movie?
So high.
I'll tell you why your expectations are high, because it's the one film series where DreamWorks has been knocking it out of the park.
Yeah, fair enough.
Creatively.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's true.
it's true.
For another movie that we are all super hyped about, Halloween.
Yes. That trailer looks so good.
Right?
Jamie Lee Curtis looks bad. Fucking
Oh,
ass.
she looks badass.
When
She's
that-
got that Sarah Connor thing going on, and I like
when
it.
that theme kicks in
Oh.
midway through
Oh,
the trailer,
man.
it's just yes.
It's
please.
like the owners of the IP phoned Blumhouse and said, "So you guys are better at this than we could ever be. Just do it for us." And then Blumhouse was like, "Give us more money," and they were like, "Here, have Jamie Lee Curtis money."
Yeah, it's amazing because it was.
Have retcon money.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that they didn't leave it at Halloween H2O.
Yes.
Because when it came out, I enjoyed it, and I thought like this was really cool, a decent. But when I went back a few years later, I was like,
Oh,
nah,
was it
Yeah.
not, did it not
nah,
hold
this-
up?
Oh well, because I rewatched all the Halloweens,
Yeah.
and then I got to that one. I was like, it's still, I mean, it's cool,
Yeah.
but it's really not like in the spirit of the original.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It just didn't feel. It felt too the year 2000.
Yeah. I know
kind of
what
thing.
you mean.
Whereas
Yeah.
this one, at least if the trailers to be believed, feels more like
Old school.
spiritually,
Yeah.
like rooted in the original.
Well, from what I've read, it basically much. There was another film that was going to do. Remember the news we had when Alien 5 was going to be headed up by Neil Blomkamp.
Yeah.
Where they basically said nothing after Aliens happened.
Yeah.
From what I've read, this one comes from the angle of, okay, the first Halloween happened, and the rest have been retconned out of existence.
Nice.
But they're still, like, from the way the kids are speaking and stuff like that, it feels like they still exist as, like,
Legends.
stories and
Yeah.
legends in that
Yeah,
universe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Some
like
people say that, but it's not
Yeah.
true.
Yeah, exactly. Which I like. It's a smart angle, and it feels like a modern day update of a slasher classic.
And I'm glad, if I remember correctly, that John Carpenter is scoring it again.
You are
which
correct.
is the best creative choice they could have possibly made.
That's the thing, is watching H2O again, you know, it felt very much like that 2000 action horror score as well.
Yeah.
Like, very just
It was like Queen of the Damned, but not.
Yeah, B level Hollywood composing.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. So I'm unbelievably stoked for
Yeah,
this.
like
Yep, I am game. I am ready.
like when I read they were making a new Halloween movie, I was like, not again.
Yeah,
I mean,
'cause
they
apparently- I
tried.
haven't seen them yet, but apparently the Rob Zombie one just did not scratch the itch.
The Rob Zombie one is on its own merits a rather decent horror film.
Did he make
Well, it did
two
have
or
Malcolm
one?
McDowell
made
in
two.
it.
I think it was the two. The second one that was apparently just a disaster.
Look,
I'm
they weren't-
speaking
yeah,
totally on-
I heard
I'm
something
not
else. I
a-
haven't seen them, but I heard something along the lines of that.
I've seen them. They're not like really bad, but they just don't have that. It's more a Rob Zombie horror movie than it is a Halloween movie. If that
Check it out.
makes
'Cause I
sense.
really do
Okay.
like his style. I think a lot more than a lot of people.
Oh, no,
judging
he's-
from what people, because there's a new Devil's Rejects
Yeah,
from
coming.
that series coming.
yeah. I mean, he
Well,
made.
he is an
made
auteur. He does have his own.
Yeah.
yeah, no,
Like his you can see a Rob Zombie movie.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
no. Like his horror movies are like signature him,
Yeah.
and they work on their own merits. But they're like his two Halloween movies didn't really work for me as Halloween movies. They worked as Rob Zombie slasher films.
I should mention I read the other night Don Mancini talking about how he's gone to Paramount and he's pitched them Child's Play on Elm Street.
Ooh.
Like,
Okay.
and apparently they're fairly receptive. It's one of those things that's been rumored for ages.
Yeah.
But he himself, I mean, he's made basically all of them. He says that like this is an actual thing that can happen. They are receptive to it. He wants to make it happen. But for me, I won't be totally stoked unless they can get Robert Englund. And
Yeah.
he's
Yeah.
officially retired.
Yeah.
But I would.
But money can always unretire
yeah,
people.
I would absolutely love to see that.
Oh yeah, no, I would watch that. Give me Robert Englund reprising his role as Freddy, and
Yeah, I would have loved to see that also long rumored Freddy versus Jason versus Ash.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I mean, it's a pity that Campbell's retired. now.
Yeah, that Don Mancini, he says he's pitched for it, which I think sounds pretty cool because it's just sort of bog standard. It's not trying to be too clever.
Yeah.
It's that the two of them basically end up in the same neighborhood. You know, Chucky sleeps. He does dream. So, you know, Freddy Krueger comes into his dream. But they have this sort of mutual respect for each other.
Oh, good. So it's not a versus movie.
No, it ends up being, but not in
okay,
the
yeah.
not in the Freddy vs. Jason way. It basically, but they realize that they have this mutual admiration, but there's also a bit of pissing contest.
Oh,
Yeah.
so they
And they're
compete
like-
with
they have a
kills.
kill-off.
Okay,
and it's
nice.
it's basically a kill off. Like,
That's
who
much
can kill
better.
the most teenagers by dawn.
and that's brilliant.
Which
I
is
mean,
like that's all because that's the thing with Freddy vs. Jason is it could never have been that satisfying.
yeah,
Because at the end of the day, if Freddy just wins outright, all the Jason fans are upset. If Jason wins outright, all the Freddy fans are upset.
yeah.
So if you can have them do a kill off, it doesn't really matter who wins because it's just
The
it's
fans
just,
do,
yeah.
Dion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The fans win, and with that premise, they can end on a tie,
Yeah, and that's fine by me.
and that's a fine ending. They'll be like, Well, shit.
and they just
There's
nod.
just so many dead teenagers.
They just
around.
run out of teenagers.
Yeah, they just kill all the
And
teenagers.
then they just like nod at each other like
Yeah, they just
Respect.
nod at each
Silent
other,
respect.
and then it's at the end, and they just zoom out, and then like the whole neighborhood is just wrecked, and there's just corpses everywhere. It looks like a Dawn of the Dead movie, you know?
Amazing.
that would be so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, and then the last thing for us to talk about, the Predator TV spot
Yeah.
that just came out.
Well, they labeled it as trailer number 2, but yeah, that's definitely
Yeah.
more of a TV spot.
Yeah.
It was a minute and something long. It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
a full, like, 2-minute trailer. We got a little bit more, like, of the visuals. Nothing of the story yet.
Yeah, Predator.
Yeah.
I mean, Predator looks good. I'm glad they didn't go with, like massive reimaginings or massive
Yeah.
like, modernizing or redesigns.
Well,
like,
they-
it feels.
They clearly paid attention to the lore, because Marcus was like, oh, I recognize that mask.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are, honestly, it looks like, well, Shane Black wrote the original Predator, and he has
I keep
been...
forgetting that.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, you keep forgetting
That's
that it was
intense.
written by one of the best action writers and directed by one of the best action directors.
I sort of
Action
picture,
comedy, really.
I picture him as being so young, like
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
because of
right?
how his films are. Like I think of
Yeah.
him as like a dude
He's
in
got
his
this
Edgar Wright
youthful
kind of
energy.
30s or
Yeah.
Yeah.
like late 30s maybe.
Yeah, but yeah, it just looks like they're paying attention to, the lore, which they don't actually need to for a Predator movie.
Yeah.
Because it's only obsessive nerds like me that recognize that stuff.
And
Yeah.
you hate it anyway.
Yeah.
But I mean, me as someone who's a casual fan, just sort of enjoys
Yeah.
it. Hasn't
It
gone
just
into,
looks cool.
It just looks right.
Yeah.
Immediately.
Like the
Yeah.
look is right, and I can go into the nitty gritty and say, but okay, judging by the smaller Predator in the TV spots, look of armor and everything, you can tell, okay, he's new at this. He hasn't marked any kills bigger than himself yet. And the hyper fans can read that into it, but just on face value,
Yeah, I
it's
look
a
at it and I go
Predator.
like, oh, there's a small one, there's a big one.
Yeah.
Oh,
the big one's a scary one.
And a big scary one.
Spooky.
And I'm like, okay, but the young one is here for a reason, and the big one was probably the X, Y, and Z, so...
Yeah.
And we were just like,
it's
whoa,
covering the
sick body
bases."
slam!
Sick
Yeah.
body slam.
These assholes were like sick body slam, and I was like, well, actually, it looks like that Predator could be interesting.
Nice.
And that was us watching the TV spot.
That was a very faithful recreation of us watching it.
That was very.
Thank you.
It's like I was there.
Yeah.
Hmm. Alright, so let's wrap it up for this episode.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, before we do, DC now has 6 whole Joker movies in development.
What?
What?
Yeah, so you know how there's a Joker origin story that doesn't involve Jared Leto's Joker?
That was the Martin Scorsese produced one.
Yeah, there's now apparently going to be a solo Jared Leto Joker movie.
Why?
Because WB has their finger on the pulse. They know what everyone wants. Yeah.
Well, I suppose Jared Leto was, by default, the best cinematic Joker I've ever seen.
Dion's just checked out completely. He's just sat back his chair. He's not even speaking. He's just done.
Sorry, I tried to do that with sarcasm. I don't think that really came across.
It's just tiring. It's like every time there's a little bit of hope for WB, they're like, well, don't forget we are actually WB.
6.
They just fall
6.
into shit dick first.
6. Well, not 6 focused on him, but 6 that he's gonna be in.
Yeah.
So it includes, has it now changed to Birds of Prey from Gotham City Sirens, or the other way around?
It was I can't
was
even keep
originally
track
Sirens.
anymore. Yeah.
Okay.
It was originally Sirens, and then it became
Yeah, so
other
it's,
thing.
it's Suicide Squad 2, it's Gotham City Sirens, it's Joker Harley Quinn,
Yeah.
it's now this Joker solo movie, it's the Joker Origin one, the Scorsese one, and then one other that I'm forgetting. And it's just,
Aren't they going to try and shoehorn into the Batman?
oh god, I hope not.
Oh, that was the one thing that I read. Ben Affleck is now apparently super behind being the DCEU Batman forever now.
I wonder
read
what
that.
happened. I wonder how much money they gave him.
Like a lot.
Whole bunch.
Like a pile.
Yeah, like a pile of money, but it's burning. and then he looks down, and there's like a card, like from a deck of cards. Like,
No. No, and on the card is just a condom from Jared Leto.
Yes.
Fuck that.
Filled with green spunk.
Okay, I think that's enough for today.
Yeah. Okay, so recommendations. This week, there are two, so I'll keep one for next week. Go see Hereditary.
Yeah.
New horror movie coming out, getting awesome buzz.
Oh, is that out now? Because I've been seeing some of the buzz.
Comes out this Friday.
Ooh, fantastic. It's
Yep.
an odd release window for a horror movie, though, in this country at least.
It is, but
That's fine. I'll take it. I'll take it in the same year as its international release.
Yeah.
Thank
yeah,
you very much.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I mean, you know
okay.
we have to wait all the way till the end of August for Upgrade.
Oh, that is just mean.
Yeah.
I wonder what's going to be first, the Blu-ray release or us getting it.
Probably the Blu-ray, seeing as it released beginning of this month, the movie in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's usually a 3-month turnaround.
And
And
I mean,
Blumhouse
like-
are quick with that because
Yeah.
they also live on the home release market.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially the streaming.
Yeah.
Yep, so I reckon we're probably going to be able to buy it before we get to go see it.
Which is crazy, but I'm definitely going to go see it because it looks fucking cool.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
no. Recommendation for this week, Hereditary. Don't watch trailers or anything like that. It's a horror. Go in blind. It makes them so much better.
Yeah.
Yes. The only thing I can tell you about Hereditary is it's reviewing very well.
Yes. I mean, its Metascore is in the mid-high 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which is
it's
crazy.
Yeah, so that's all you need to know. It's reviewing.
Reviewing.
It's a horror movie reviewing well. So go watch it, because you know what happened last time that happened. That was it.
And Get
Yeah.
Out.
And Get Out.
Okay, Dion, do you have any recommendations this week?
Yes, this week Tomb Raider is out on Blu-ray, so I recommend you avoid that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Can
good
back
thing
up,
to avoid.
avoid that.
there is
I made the mistake of
There is a
watching it. It
Blu-ray
was horrible.
re-release of Junior, so go watch that instead.
Yeah,
Junior
Arnold
as
Schwarzenegger
in
gets pregnant.
Arnold Schwarzenegger pregnant. Oh, I love that movie.
Just watch that instead.
Yeah, sounds
Alright.
good.
Marcus, streaming?
Streaming, let's see, there's, on Netflix specifically, there's new Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, which is hilarious.
Yes.
And surprisingly dark.
Yeah.
And like
Yeah.
incredibly thoughtful. I've watched it twice now, and
Yeah.
it is the layers in there.
oh, it goes,
it's so smart.
it's hot, I don't know how they keep upping themselves on
Yeah,
the intelligence.
and so timely.
Yeah, and yeah, just that mockumentary episode they did was
Oh
tone
my god,
perfect.
that was so good.
That was tone perfect. I loved it.
You're a slicit lizard?
Oh my god, so yo, who can DJ my no? Go watch it. It's
Yeah.
only 6 eps now. The other 6 are coming later in
Other
the year.
7.
And yeah, the other thing that's there, if you are interested, because it passed me by, Sense8, the Wachowski show that had 2 seasons,
Yeah.
that got cancelled, but then fan petition made them make like a proper series finale. That's also now on Netflix as of this Friday. It's a 2.5 hour long.
Any
film,
word on whether it's worth it or
basically.
not?
Sense8 didn't grab me personally. This is more just a signal boost of, if you were a fan of Sense8, I'm pretty sure you'll enjoy the finale.
Okay, cool. So I guess all that's left is plugs. Dion?
You can follow me at Dion van Heerden 1, where the only 2 things I've tweeted this year are about how angry I was at the Command and Conquer Rivals reveal.
Yeah.
Marcus, plugs?
Just follow me at Viking of Science on Twitter, because I will be snarking at E3 all week. That's basically what I'm going to be doing. Yeah, watch E3, so just hashtag everything, and me just, yeah, getting sort of... You know what? I'm going to be very niggly about Sony's reveal. Sony's conference. Like, I'm just going to go all in just to try and piss off Jason.
We'll fight you.
I mean, good luck. If they released Bloodborne, if like they announced Bloodborne 2, there is nothing that they could announce that you could
don't get your
niggle on.
hopes too high for that.
No, it's not. It's not
Yeah.
high.
But
It's
yeah,
not. It's not.
other than that,
It's
check
not.
out. Other than that, I would say just check out like the E3 stuff. I mean, Bethesda's got some 2 interesting projects Rage 2 and Fallout 76, which I'm waiting to see more on. Sony's probably going to have a bumper
Bethesda,
conference.
it's going to be Fallout 76 coming tomorrow.
Yeah. Because we know Rage 2 is only coming in 2019. I'm assuming Fallout 76 is going to be a repeat of E3 2015, where it's just like this holiday. And yeah, Sony's going to have an interesting one. Looking forward to Devil May Cry 5.
Ooh, yes, please.
From
Yes,
Capcom.
yes.
If they did what I've been praying for and just had Platinum develop it for them, because then I'm already sold.
Yep.
But yeah, E3 week, y'all. No room for movies, only video games.
Okay, you can follow us at CineBeards on all the thingies, including iTunes. You can follow me at JMusicAnth on Twitter.
Why would you though?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty sad. I mean, the only reason to follow me on Twitter would just be an admission of just not being a very cool person.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, crabbies.